AI is going to replace us. I keep hearing this time and time again. And look, I get the fear. But here's what I've actually been seeing over the past 2 years: AI won't replace travel advisors. But advisors using AI, they're going to replace advisors who don't. Not because the tech is better, but because they have what everyone else is fighting for: time. Time to think, time to actually talk to clients, time to not drown in email at 9 p.m. Here's what most people miss: AI doesn't make you less human. It makes you more human by handling all the robotic work you're currently doing. And I'm not talking about generic productivity hacks. I'm talking about luxury travel specific workflows that solve problems only we deal with. Like, how do you respond when a client finds your $1,200 a night Ammon rate on Booking.com for $800? Or how do you reposition a Santorini request when you know Paros is actually what they need? Or how do you design a father son trip that's really about reconnecting, not sightseeing? In the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly how this works. And I'm going to give you 4 working prompts you can screenshot and use today. But first, let me show you what this actually looks like. Alright, so imagine you're building a 12-day French Polynesia honeymoon. Budget $35,000. They want overwater bungalows, some adventure, but mostly privacy and downtime. You've done this 100 times. But it still takes you 4 hours to build the itinerary from scratch, opening the old proposal, copying and pasting, changing dates, fixing resorts, adjusting activities. Here's what I do now: I give AI the framework, act as a luxury honeymoon specialist, create a 12-day French Polynesia itinerary for a couple in their early 30s with a budget of $32,000 to $38,000. They want overwater bungalows, island hopping between 2 or 3 islands, one adventure activity, emphasis on privacy and relaxation. Include recommended properties by island, inter-island logistics, one surprise romantic moment per location, and dining that balances resort restaurants with local experiences. Add a 2 sentence emotional beat per day: what this day is designed to feel like. AI gives me the skeleton in 90 seconds. Then I do what AI can't. I add the overwater villa at Conrad Bora Bora, where my last 4 couples said the sunset view was life changing. The private moto picnic setup that books out months in advance. The timing adjustment that gets them to the lagoon snorkeling at high tide, not low tide when everyone else goes. What used to take 4 hours, now it takes me 45 minutes. But here's what's interesting: the time you save isn't even the best part. It's what you do with the time. Let me show you what I mean. I had a guy reach out. He wanted a 2-week European trip. Him and his adult son. Budget flexible, said he wanted culture and history. Standard inquiry, right? But something felt off. Late 20s son. Separate rooms in every city. The whole inquiry felt kind of distant. Most advisors would have just booked the culture tour and moved on. But because I wasn't buried in admin work, I actually had time to get on a call and ask, what's the story here? Why this trip? Why now? Turns out he had just sold his business. Not the exit he hoped for. Felt like a failure. His son had been grinding at the startup, barely seeing anyone. They hadn't spent real time together in 5 years. This trip wasn't about museums. It was about 2 guys trying to remember they actually like each other. So I didn't book them on a cultural tour. I built them a road trip through Scotland. Distilleries, golf, long drives where they had to talk. A fishing guide in the Highlands who barely spoke, so they had to fill the silence themselves. He told me months later, best 2 weeks they ever had. They talk regularly now. AI wouldn't have caught that. It would have booked the trip he asked for, not the one he needed. That's the difference. And in about 30 seconds, I'm going to give you the exact prompts I used to create space for these moments. Okay, So here's what I want you to understand. Every generic AI guru out there is teaching how to write better emails or 10 ChatGPT hacks for productivity. That's not what this is. The prompts I'm about to give you are built specifically for luxury travel advisors. They solve problems only we deal with. How to reposition a destination without making the clients feel wrong, how to justify premium pricing when they found it cheaper online, how to design experiences with emotional architecture, not just activities. A generic productivity coach can't teach you this because they don't know what a DMC is or why virtuoso amenities matter or how to handle a 50,000 multi-generation trip inquiry. This is your competitive advantage. So here are 4 prompts you can screenshot right now and use today. Free. First one. You get an inquiry for a $25,000 anniversary trip to Greece. They mention Santorini, but based on what they described, you know Paros is actually better for them. Here's the prompt. Write a warm follow-up email for client after a consultation about their September anniversary trip. They mention Santorini, but based on their preferences for authentic experiences, fewer crowds, and local culture, I'm recommending Paros instead. Explain why without making them feel wrong. Include 2 or 3 specific boutique hotels, design forward properties, a day with a local guide exploring hidden villages, and a sunset dinner at a family taberna, estimated budget $22,000 to $28,000. End with, does this feel closer to what you're imagining, or should we explore Santorini differently? See what that does? It's not just write an email. It handles a specific luxury travel situation with advisory positioning. You're not order taking, you're guiding. Well, that's one. Here's the second one. This one's my favorite because it completely changes how you handle objections. This is the game changer. You're a price conscious client who found my recommendation of a managed buries Stefan in Montenegro on Booking.com for $600 a night less. I quoted it at $1,200 a night through Virtuoso with amenities. Challenge me on the price difference. Make it realistic. Say things as, it's the same room, right? And I don't need spa credits. I'd rather save $3,000. Push back on weak answers. After 5 exchanges, give me a critique. What did I say well? Where did I sound defensive? Give me 3 better value reframe phrases I should use next time specific to luxury travel. You're literally practicing the exact objection you'll get next week with instant feedback before the real client call. That alone is worth the time you spend watching this video. Third prompt. Act as a luxury honeymoon specialist. Create a 12-day French Polynesia itinerary for a couple in their early 30s. Budget $40,000 to $45,000. They want overwater bungalows, island hopping between 2 or 3 islands, Moria, Bora Bora, Ta'aha. One adventure activity, emphasis on privacy and relaxation. Include recommended properties by island, Air Tahiti inter-island logistics, one surprise romantic moment per location, and dining that balances resort restaurants with local experiences. Add a 2-sentence emotional beat per day, what this day is designed to feel like. Now you're not just listing hotels. You're architecting an emotional arc. Last one is quick, but saves you hours every week. You just got a 5-page email from a DMC about new experiences in Japan. You need to know what's useful, but you don't have time to read all of it. Act as my research assistant specializing in luxury travel intel. Summarize this supplier email from DMC about Japan. Pull out 1. Any new luxury properties or reopenings. 2. Exclusive experiences not available elsewhere. 3. Seasonal pricing changes or booking windows I should know about. 4. Any logistical updates, JR Pass changes, visa updates, regional flight additions. Format as bullets. Flag anything time sensitive at the top. If there is nothing useful, just say skip this one. 4 minutes of reading becomes 30 seconds. Those 4 prompts, they are yours. Free. Screenshot them. Use them this week. But notice what they all have in common. They're not generic AI prompts. They're luxury travel business prompts. They solve problems only we deal with. Advisory positioning, not order taking. High touch client communication. Supplier relationship management. Value justification for premium pricing. A generic AI coach can't teach you these. They don't know your world. Look, you have 4 working prompts right now. Go use them. Pick the one thing eating most of your time. Email responses, use the first prompt. Itinerary design, use the third one. Objection handling, practice with the second. Just start with one. See if it saves you 30 minutes. AI isn't replacing you. It's giving you back your time so you can do the work that actually matters. Your taste, your empathy, your ability to read between the lines. That's your advantage. AI just protects it. I have 146 more prompts like these. Links in the description if you want them. If this was helpful, subscribe. I do this every week. Marketing, systems, strategy for luxury travel advisors. Drop a comment. What's one thing you'd love to hand off to AI? I read every single one. All right, go get your time back.